Hey, family. Welcome back to Save Yourself Sunny. Thank you for sticking with me here today. Uh, I just want to talk about healing, self preservation, and building the kind of life where peace is the priority. Sometimes, many of us wrestle with the trauma that shows up in our relationships, how it tests our trust, and what it really means to preserve yourself while still trying to love and be loved. Let's be real. Trauma doesn't just pack up and leave because we got older or found someone special. Trauma is sneaky. It hides in our reactions and our expectations. The way we hear words that weren't even meant to hurt us. Think about it. Have you ever been in a moment where someone you love said something small and suddenly it feels big? Like it feels like they don't care or they're about to abandon you. That's not always them. Sometimes that's your trauma speaking. Trauma can turn misunderstandings into mountains. It whispers in your ear, tells you they're going to hurt you, even when they showing up with love. And unless we notice that voice, unless we pause and recognize it, trauma drives the relationship instead of us. And that's dangerous. Not just for you, but for the person you're trying to love. Because they're responding to pain that wasn't created by them. So we're going to let that sink in for a minute. They are responding to pain that wasn't created by them. Now, let's talk about trust. Trust is so fragile. Like you could spend months, even years building it and lose it in a single moment. And when trauma is running the show, sometimes we break that trust without even realizing. We lash out, we shut down, we test people, or we pull away. And then when they feel hurt, we tell ourselves, see, I knew they would leave, but that's not trust. That's trauma trying to keep us safe. Preserving trust means slowing down. It means asking ourselves, is this my fear talking, or is this really what's happening? And so that's where emotional intelligence steps in. It's that inner circle check-in, pausing long enough to recognize I feel unsafe, but am I actually unsafe? I feel rejected, but did they actually reject me? That little pause can save a relationship. It can save trust. But here's where I want to be clear. Preserving trust doesn't mean you lose yourself. You hold on to someone else while you're letting go of yourself. Boundaries are not selfish. They are instructions for how to love you. Preserving yourself means remembering that you are worthy of peace, worthy of patience, worthy of relationships that hold space for your healing. And if someone can't honor those boundaries, if they can't respect the fact that you are on a journey of healing, then maybe they weren't meant to carry the weight of your trust in the first place. Preserving yourself is about shutting people out. It's about making sure you don't disappear in the process of loving them. So let's go deeper into that. When we talk about emotional intelligence, it's not just a buzzword. It's about survival. It's about growth. It's about freedom. So, emotional intelligence is knowing when you're triggered, calling it by its name, and deciding to respond instead of react. Self-awareness is the mirror that we hold up, not to shame ourselves, but to remind ourselves we can do better. It's like saying, okay, I see the pattern. I see that I shut down when I felt judged. I see that I pushed people away when I felt unworthy. When we're that kind of honest with ourselves, it changes everything. Because once you name it, you can change it. And when you start changing these patterns, you stop repeating the same pain in every relationship. So if you're listening right now and you feel like your trauma has been driving the car, I want you to hear me out. Pull over and take back the wheel. All right, you got to start small. Just have an honest conversation. One boundary, one pause before reacting. That's how we preserve trust. That's how we preserve ourselves. That's how we move from surviving to thriving. So, me personally, I can definitely say that um, trauma has definitely showed up in some of my relationships with people, and it's caused me to move a certain way and not to give myself the time to question a person's motives or or to challenge my way of thinking. And so, like, sometimes I have to recognize the patterns within myself that feed into some of the responses that lead to poor relationships. Let's put it like that. Because at the end of the day, when we're in a relationship, we set the pace, whether or not we do it consciously or unconsciously. We set the pace and the tone of that relationship. So it's more than just attraction or you know some of the things that we think drive the relationship. It's not just about those things. Sometimes it's a little deeper than that, and it's about being vulnerable and comfortable with yourself to challenge yourself enough to see, like, hey, this is what happened to me in the past, and this is what I've been through, and I have to look at both that and the person's intentions towards me, and then the response that I'm going to have to it too. So having a healthy relationship. Means not just like reacting to every feeling or moment. It means also thinking. It means it means a lot of understanding. You know, on both ends. So just make sure that the things that hurt us in the past don't keep becoming patterns, um, and that we take some time and protect our peace and honor our healing of where we've been and continue to move forward in that pattern of growth. Um, and so just remember, no journey is solo. So uh, you're not alone on your journeys. So just keep that in mind. Until next time, just keep loving yourself as always. And don't forget to save yourself. All right, guys. Talk to you soon.